Seniors, this 5 seeds can starve cancer. Why aren't you eating them? Have you noticed your energy fading lately? Maybe your joints feel stiffer than usual, your skin seems thinner, or your digestion just isn't the same. What if I told you some of the answers could be sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet, and most doctors aren't even talking about it? This might surprise you, but there are 5 humble seeds that researchers around the world are beginning to link with one of the most powerful effects a food can have. Not just boosting digestion, not just fighting inflammation, but something far more serious. They may help your body fight cancer by starving cancer cells of what they need to grow. And no, they aren't exotic, expensive, or hard to find. In fact, you've probably walked past them hundreds of times at the supermarket without realizing their potential. What you're about to hear might shock you, because it's not just what these seeds do. It's what happens when you don't include them in your daily diet, especially after 60, when your body's natural defenses start to slow down. So let's begin with the first critical mistake many seniors are making. Let's start with number 5. One of the most overlooked cancer-fighting seeds is flaxseed. Now, you've probably heard flax mentioned here or there. Maybe in a health magazine, or from a neighbor who adds it to their morning porridge. But most people don't truly understand what makes flaxseed so powerful. And even fewer know how it specifically helps people over 60 protect themselves at a cellular level. Flaxseed is rich in something called lignans. These are natural plant compounds that act as antioxidants. But not just any antioxidants. Lignans are especially good at binding to excess hormones in the body, like estrogen, and clearing them out safely. This is crucial because certain cancers, like breast and prostate cancer, are fueled by excess hormones. And here's the part nobody tells you. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at maintaining hormonal balance. Your liver slows down. Your digestive enzymes become less active. That means if you're not actively helping your body remove these excess hormones, they can build up silently over time. Flaxseed acts like a broom, sweeping those dangerous hormone byproducts out of your system before they have a chance to do real damage. Think about this. In a major review of over 10 studies published in the journal Integrative Cancer Therapies, researchers found that daily flaxseed consumption was associated with a reduced risk of breast cancer, especially in postmenopausal women. And men weren't left out either. A study from Duke University found that men with prostate cancer who consumed flaxseed daily had slower tumor growth than those who didn't. But flaxseed doesn't stop there. It's also a rich source of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. That's a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. While most people know about omega-3s from fish oil, ALA is especially important for people who don't eat much seafood. It reduces inflammation, strengthens your blood vessels, and supports immune function, all critical defenses when your body is trying to keep rogue cells from multiplying out of control. Here's what it feels like when your body lacks what flaxseed gives you. You might notice brain fog. That slow, sluggish feeling like your thoughts are stuck in honey. Or maybe your joints ache more than they used to. Not a sharp pain, but that low, grinding tension that never really leaves. Or your digestion has become irregular, leaving you bloated or constipated. These small signs might seem unimportant, but they're how the body whispers when something isn't right. And here's the emotional core. When your digestion weakens, when your inflammation creeps up, when your hormones shift without balance, your whole foundation begins to tilt. You might find yourself avoiding stairs, hesitating before a walk, or losing confidence in your balance. The little things feel harder. That independence you've fought so hard to keep starts to feel like it's slipping. But there's good news. Flaxseed is easy to add. You don't need to change your entire diet. Just sprinkle a tablespoon or 2 of freshly ground flax seeds into your breakfast. Add them to yogurt, oatmeal, or a smoothie. But here's something important most people miss. Flax seeds must be ground. Whole flax seeds often pass through the digestive system undigested, meaning you miss out on the nutrients. So make sure they're ground, either by buying them pre-ground or using a small coffee grinder. And don't worry if you're not a fan of the taste. It's mild, nutty, and blends into foods easily. Most people don't even notice it. But your body will. Have you felt this too? The creeping fatigue. The small but growing health concerns that your doctor brushes off as just normal aging. You're not imagining it. And you're not alone. Most people ignore these whispers, but that's where the damage starts. That's where cancer finds its chance. But not you. Because you're learning. You're paying attention. You're beginning to understand how something as small as a seed can have an effect that touches every cell in your body. You're realizing that with just a little bit of knowledge, you can shift the balance back in your favor. And if even one part of this video has opened your eyes, consider subscribing to our channel. It helps us reach more people like you who are ready to age with strength, clarity, and dignity. And if you're looking for even more tools, tips, and support, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. That's our private community of seniors who are rewriting the rules of aging, one smart habit at a time. But before we move on, here's a small reminder: flaxseed works best when it's part of a larger picture. You can't just add it once and expect miracles. The body responds to consistency, to care, to daily choices made with intention. Think of flaxseed as one soldier in your army of wellness. And we're just getting started. Now let's talk about another surprising seed that you may not even realize holds cancer-fighting potential. Number 4 is one that's often used in baking but rarely appreciated for its health benefits. And this one might actually be sitting in your pantry right now. It's sesame seeds. Tiny, nutty, and often sprinkled on bread or used in tahini. But what most seniors don't realize is that sesame seeds hold a powerful compound that's been getting serious attention in cancer research circles, especially for its effect on hormone-sensitive cancers. The secret lies in something called sesamin. It's a lignin, a plant-based compound that mimics estrogen in the body, but in a way that blocks dangerous excess estrogen from fueling cancer growth. According to a 2019 study published in Frontiers in Physiology, sesamin has shown anti-cancer activity in breast, colon, lung, and prostate cancer cells. It doesn't just slow growth. In some studies, it's actually helped induce apoptosis, the natural death of harmful cells. But here's what makes sesame seeds uniquely helpful for older adults. As we age, our body becomes more prone to oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which create the perfect breeding ground for disease. Sesame seeds are rich in antioxidants like sesamol and sesamolan that neutralize these threats before they do long-term damage. Have you ever noticed that after certain meals, you feel bloated, tired, or unusually sluggish? That could be your body struggling with low-grade inflammation, the kind that doesn't make you bedridden, but slowly chips away at your energy, your memory, and your immune response. Sesame seeds, especially when ground or used as tahini, can help reduce this inflammatory response and provide a more steady, nourishing source of plant-based fat. And if you're someone who's trying to lower cholesterol or balance your blood sugar, sesame seeds have another surprise benefit. Clinical trials have shown they can help reduce LDL cholesterol and improve glucose control, two factors that not only support the heart, but may also lower cancer risk indirectly. But there's a common mistake that can cancel out all these benefits. Toasting sesame seeds at high heat can destroy the delicate lignins and antioxidant compounds. The darker and more roasted they are, the less potent they become. So the next time you're using them, opt for lightly toasted or raw sesame seeds. Better yet, try a spoonful of tahini on your morning toast, or stir it into a soup or smoothie for a creamy texture and a cancer-fighting boost. Have you felt like your immune system just doesn't bounce back the way it used to? Maybe it takes longer to heal. You catch colds more often. Or small infections linger longer than they should. That could be a signal that your antioxidant reserves are running low. Sesame seeds offer a simple, ancient remedy for this modern fatigue. Here's the good news. You don't need to eat a bowl full of seeds every day. Just a tablespoon or two of sesame seeds or tahini daily can begin to shift your body's internal chemistry toward balance, strength, and resilience. And that's what matters most as we age, not just preventing illness, but living with the kind of calm energy that makes every day worth getting up for. Now here's something unexpected at number 3, apricot kernels. Yes, you heard that right. Those tiny seeds tucked inside apricot pits. Most people throw them away without a second thought. But what you may not know is that apricot kernels have been at the center of one of the most controversial health conversations for decades. And while mainstream medicine remains cautious, alternative research has kept coming back to one compound, amygdalin. Also known by its synthetic name, laetrile, this naturally occurring substance found in apricot kernels has shown surprising results in laboratory settings when it comes to targeting cancer cells. The science is far from settled, and there's still a lot we don't know. But for many people over 60 searching for natural ways to support their body, this seed deserves attention. But before we go any further, let's be clear. Eating apricot kernels in large amounts or without knowledge can be harmful. That's because amygdalin, when broken down in the body, can release cyanide in small quantities. However, certain clinical practitioners and nutrition scientists suggest that in tiny, properly regulated doses, the body may be able to use these compounds selectively, specifically targeting abnormal cells while leaving healthy ones alone. Think of it like a key that fits into a specific lock. And some researchers believe cancer cells may have the exact lock that amygdalin was made to open. It sounds wild, right? And it's no wonder this seed has been hidden in plain sight for so long. But here's what matters for seniors. As you age, your cells become more vulnerable to damage. Environmental toxins, poor sleep, inflammation, and chronic stress can all create an internal landscape that makes it harder for your body to repair itself. Apricot kernels may offer a glimmer of help here, not because they're magic, but because they contain plant-based compounds that stimulate immune surveillance, inhibit abnormal growth, and even help trigger apoptosis, the body's natural self-destruct signal for damaged cells. Have you felt this too? The nagging tiredness that doesn't go away. That sense of heaviness in the joints. A fog that settles over your brain around mid-afternoon. Many people over 60 ignore these signs or chalk them up to aging. But what if they're your body's quiet way of asking for more support? Not just from doctors or medications, but from food. From nature. Here's where it gets interesting. A study published in the journal Molecules in 2020 analyzed the biochemical effects of amygdalin and noted its potential role in reducing inflammatory markers, modulating immune response, and disrupting tumor angiogenesis, the growth of new blood vessels that feed tumors. That's not just theoretical. It means that something as simple as a crushed apricot kernel, used wisely, could help cut off the food supply to abnormal cells. But we're not saying to start munching on them straight out of the bag. Here's the better way. Use bitter apricot kernels in micro amounts, no more than 1 or 2 per day, depending on your health status, and always under the guidance of a qualified practitioner. Some people mix a crushed seed into a smoothie with flax and chia. Others blend it with turmeric and black pepper in golden milk, allowing its phytonutrients to work synergistically. You don't have to make this a daily habit. Even using apricot kernels once or twice a week with intention could support your body's natural defenses. Think of it like adding a new tool to your health toolbox, not something to rely on alone, but something that makes everything else work a little better. Does this sound familiar? Trouble sleeping, dry skin that won't heal, small memory slips, or a sudden lack of motivation to move? These aren't just symptoms. They're signals. And sometimes the answers lie not in new technology, but in the oldest sources of healing we've forgotten. Apricot kernels may not be glamorous. They don't come with fancy branding or expensive labels. But they hold secrets that our ancestors may have known instinctively and that modern science is only just beginning to rediscover. And here's the part no one tells you. Supporting your body after 60 isn't about adding more. It's about choosing the few things that make the biggest difference. Apricot kernels may be one of those few. Not for everyone. Not in every situation. But in the right context, they're worth exploring. Let this be your reminder that sometimes the smallest, most ignored things are the ones that hold the greatest potential. We're not done yet. Because the next seed is not from a fruit or a tree. It's something most people use to garnish food, without knowing it's been studied for its ability to block tumor signaling and support immune strength in people over 60. Stay with me. Number 2 is coming next, and it's even more powerful than most supplements in your cupboard. If even one part of this video has opened your eyes or reminded you to take your health seriously, take a second now and hit that subscribe button. It helps us reach more seniors like you who want to age with wisdom, clarity, and power. And if you want daily tips, support, and routines you won't find on YouTube, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's where a growing community of like-minded seniors are reclaiming their health, one smart choice at a time. Let's talk about number 2, black cumin seeds. You've probably seen them sprinkled on bread or used in Middle Eastern dishes. They're tiny, black, and often overlooked. But their true power isn't in their flavor. It's in what they do once they enter your body. Black cumin seeds, also known as Nigella sativa, contain a compound called thymoquinone. It might sound like something from a laboratory, but this natural substance has been studied for decades for its remarkable impact on the immune system, inflammation, and even tumor growth. In fact, researchers from the National Institutes of Health have published findings showing that thymoquinone can block cancer cell replication, encourage abnormal cells to die off, and prevent new blood vessels from feeding tumors. It sounds like science fiction, but it's real. And here's the part most seniors don't know. As you age, your immune system goes through a slow and silent weakening called immunosenescence. It's why infections take longer to heal. Why vaccines don't always work as well. Why abnormal cells can sometimes slip past unnoticed. But black cumin seeds help counter that. They don't just support immunity. They help modulate it, fine-tuning the immune system to be alert but not overreactive. That's key for anyone over 60 dealing with low-grade inflammation, arthritis, brain fog, or persistent fatigue. Because behind all of those issues is a body that's working overtime to defend itself without enough support. Have you felt this too? The mornings when your joints don't want to move. The moments when you forget why you walked into the room. The exhaustion after doing something as simple as making lunch. Most people dismiss it. But those are signs that your body's immune and detox systems are waving a red flag. Here's where the good news begins. Unlike synthetic drugs that often come with side effects, black cumin seed oil has been shown to have very few, if any, downsides when taken in proper amounts. In clinical trials, it has demonstrated antioxidant effects that protect your cells from oxidative stress, a major driver of aging, cancer, and degenerative disease. But that's not all. In a 2021 study published in Frontiers in Pharmacology, researchers found that thymoquinone could inhibit specific genetic pathways that cancer cells rely on to survive. Imagine that. A small seed interfering with the programming of a cancer cell, disrupting its messages, blocking its escape routes, and making it more vulnerable to your body's own defenses. And you don't have to take much. A teaspoon of black cumin seed oil in the morning can be enough to make a meaningful difference. Some seniors mix it with a bit of honey and warm water to start the day. Others sprinkle the ground seeds onto yogurt or oatmeal. You don't have to change your life overnight. Just add a little bit of this ancient seed and watch what happens over time. More energy, clearer thoughts, fewer aches. A subtle but steady return of vitality that many thought was gone for good. But here's something else to consider. Many seniors take multiple medications. And while black cumin seed is natural, it's powerful. Always check with your practitioner before starting anything new, especially if you're on blood pressure or immune-modulating drugs. Because sometimes nature is stronger than we realize. And now, let's bring it back to you. Have you ever noticed that after drinking herbal tea or eating whole foods, your body feels lighter? Less bloated? More awake? That's not a placebo. That's the body responding to something it recognizes as nourishment. Something that heals instead of harms. Black cumin seeds do exactly that. They whisper to your immune system, wake it up gently, and help it remember how to defend you. Most people over 60 feel like their options are shrinking. More pills. More appointments. Less control. But there are still tools out there, tools that are inexpensive, safe, and easy to try. Black cumin seed is one of them. It's not just a spice. It's a signal to your body that healing is still possible. You're not imagining your symptoms. You're not being dramatic. You're simply ready for something better. And this seed might be your way back to strength. Now we're getting close. Because the final seed is the most surprising of all. It's something you've probably eaten your whole life. Something that doctors praised for heart health, but never told you was also one of nature's most powerful tumor-fighting allies. And if you've been dealing with weakness in your legs, poor circulation, or a sluggish immune system, you won't want to miss this. Now for the final and most powerful seed on our list. This one has been quietly making waves in cutting-edge cancer research. It's backed by ancient tradition, supported by new studies, and yet it's still missing from the diets of most seniors. Coming in at number 1 is black cumin seed, also known as Nigella sativa. You may have heard whispers of this one. It's been called the seed of blessing for centuries in Middle Eastern and Indian medicine. It's even mentioned in ancient texts for its healing power. But what's new is the scientific spotlight now being put on its most potent compound, thymoquinone. This powerful phytochemical has shown promising results in lab studies for its ability to suppress the growth of certain cancer cells while leaving healthy cells unharmed. That's no small claim. Especially when you consider that many modern cancer treatments, while effective, often damage the body in the process. Researchers have found that thymoquinone targets cancer cells by interfering with key signaling pathways, essentially blocking the mechanisms that allow tumors to grow and spread. In animal studies, it's been shown to reduce the size of tumors and enhance the effectiveness of chemotherapy drugs while protecting normal tissue from damage. One study published in the journal Drug Discovery Today even suggested that black cumin seed oil could one day be used as a complementary therapy in cancer treatment. But the power of black cumin seed doesn't stop there. It's also a fierce anti-inflammatory, which is a critical piece of the puzzle for seniors. Chronic inflammation is often described as the quiet fire that fuels many age-related diseases, from joint pain and heart disease to cancer and neurodegeneration. And inflammation doesn't just cause discomfort. It creates an internal environment where damaged cells thrive and healthy ones struggle. If you've been living with daily stiffness, swelling, unexplained fatigue, or a constant fog in your head, chronic inflammation could be playing a larger role than you realize. This is where black cumin seed shines. It helps calm the body's overactive immune response, reducing systemic inflammation and giving your cells space to repair, rebuild, and thrive. The result: improved energy, clearer thinking, better sleep, and a greater sense of vitality. But here's something even more important. Many seniors dealing with declining strength, balance issues, or nagging aches may not realize that inflammation and hormonal imbalance often go hand in hand. When inflammation is high, the body's ability to regulate key hormones, including those that manage energy, immunity, and cellular repair, becomes impaired. That includes insulin, thyroid hormones, and even the ones that influence your mood and sleep cycle. Now imagine how this affects your daily life. You wake up tired. You struggle to get moving. Your muscles feel tight, your joints ache, and small tasks drain you. Over time, this wears down your confidence, your independence, and even your desire to socialize. But what if a small daily addition to your routine could start turning that around? That's what people are now discovering with black cumin seed. Some seniors report better digestion, improved sleep, reduced joint discomfort, and even clearer skin after consistently incorporating it. But more importantly, it seems to help the body find a more balanced, less inflammatory rhythm, the kind that supports healing and long-term resilience. And just like the other seeds we've talked about, it doesn't take much. Half a teaspoon of black cumin seed oil per day is often enough to see benefits. Some prefer it in capsule form. Others sprinkle the whole seeds into warm dishes or mix them with honey and lemon for a daily tonic. The taste is earthy and slightly bitter, but many grow to appreciate it once they start feeling the results. Now a quick word of caution. Black cumin seed is powerful, and while it's generally safe, it may interact with certain medications, especially those that affect blood sugar or blood pressure. So if you're considering adding it to your routine, speak with your doctor or a qualified practitioner first, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or take daily prescriptions. This is especially true if you're on anticoagulants or medications that affect your liver. That said, black cumin seed stands out not just for its potency, but for the fact that it offers hope. It's easy to feel like your body is slipping away from you after 60. Muscles weaken. Energy dips. Skin thins out. Thoughts blur. But the truth is, your body is always listening. It responds. It heals. It adapts. And even small changes, like a daily teaspoon of a forgotten seed, can ripple through your system and spark deeper recovery than you might expect. So if you've felt invisible, if you've tried things that didn't work, if your energy, your immunity, or your peace of mind has felt shaky lately, this could be your moment to try something older than medicine but newer in science. And remember, no seed is a magic bullet, but they can be powerful allies. Allies that nourish you from the inside out, balance your system gently, and help your body fight for itself, one quiet day at a time. This final seed is not about hype or miracle cures. It's about trusting that nature has given us tools. And now, finally, science is showing us how to use them. If even one part of this video helped you, or opened your eyes to something you'd never considered before, take a second and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people like you, people who are ready to age with power, clarity, and dignity. And if you want even more tools, daily routines, and supportive guidance, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's our private community of like-minded seniors who are taking charge of their health one smart habit at a time.